Morning. Welcome to yoga for everyday athletes and other normal people as well. Let's start seated position. And since it is still early morning, let's get some breath and start working on our breathing and just focusing on the breath coming in and out through our noses. And then on the inhale, see if you can start to expand your chest. And start dragging the breath down into your belly. Even put your hand in your belly and your thumb in your belly button and see if you can, on the exhale, just expand it. So today we are going to go through some salutations and more of the traditional kind in the power yoga tradition, and then do some warrior sequence, warrior one and then two, and then reverse, and then side angle, and then we'll call it a day. So it'll be a simple class, but we're going to just spend some time doing those poses and really working on building some of the hip and core strength that we do. For as cold as it is outside, it's kind of nice in here in my little garage studio. All right, let's roll forward, come on to all fours into tabletop position. Hands are underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. And we'll do some cats and cows just to get ourselves a little warmed up. So think about starting with your hips. In a cow, you're going to start your inhale into your belly, but then extend your butt, drop your belly, and then lift up your head on the inhale. When you get done with the inhale and start to exhale and tuck under your hips and start to roll your spine so that it comes down. Your head comes down and your spine pops up. When you inhale, start with your hips. And exhale, start with your hips. So the only purpose, well, not the only purpose, but the purpose of doing cows and cats is simply start warming up your spine. But in our case, it's also to start really practicing the movement that we do with our breathing, so that the movement is coordinated with the breath, and the breath is coordinated with the movement. Okay, extend your hands out and curl your toes under and pop up into downward dog. So in downward dog, let's come up on our tiptoes on the inhale, and on the exhale, drop your right heel. And come up on an inhale, and exhale, drop your left heel. So this is what I mean by continuing to move with your breathing very deliberately and purposefully. All right, then we'll look at the top of the mat. Inhale, and then on the exhale, walk your feet forward into a forward fold. You'll hang here for a moment as you let your glutes, maybe your lower back, relax. This is ragdoll pose when we're here. And then on the inhale, simply try to come up a little bit. On the exhale, let yourself just hang low. The goal in ragdoll is to let your upper body, your torso, just quite literally hang low and relax. And come down and relax. Good. Now come into a halfway, a half lift. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come back down to a forward fold. And then we're going to roll all the way up. Arms up, overhead. Extend. Now just hold this for a second here. And we're going to do just a little side bend as you exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. I would do a side, tell you what side to do, but that would confuse us because we're doing opposites. And to the opposite side on the exhale. And exhale. Drop your hands on the next exhale. Come down. Good. All right, in a mountain pose, we'll stand here for a second. I'm going to get a cup of tea. And in mountain, the goal is to be sturdy, is a good word, and straight up and down. So the goal is to start with your heels and kind of elongate your feet and like pull against your heel and then make so your toes are as long as possible and then spread them out, your toes. Your knees are just a little bent. You don't want to lock them out. You want to keep straight up and down. You want to tuck your butt in just a little bit so that your hips are rotated bottom forward and top back. And then your shoulders are rotated back just a scooch. And then your head is plopped on your shoulders. So you can, from here, be smushed between big panes of glass. And you will not be smushed because you are so straight. Okay, now, the trick is to get your breath back into your belly. All right, here we go. Inhale, bring your arms up to overhead. Exhale, swan dive down, just kind of lean forward into a forward fold. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Walk your feet back to a plank. And then we're going to exhale into a low plank. And then inhale into a cobra. And then exhale back to downward dog. All right, so we're going to hold here for a second. So that sequence again is when we put our hands in the mat, we'll extend back to a plank, go to a low plank, inhale to a cobra, and exhale back to downward dog. So we'll do that a few times. If the low plank is too much, just drop your knees from the plank and go into the cobra. Good. Let's inhale, look at the top of the mat. We'll walk our feet forward. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, forward fold, all the way up. And now we're going to come straight back down. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And now hands back down. High plank, low plank, to cobra. Exhale, back to downward dog. So the goal of this sun salutation routine that we're doing is to build some strength, obviously in the core and your shoulders and your arms, but it's also to wake us up, get some blood flowing. Good. Inhale, look to the top of the mat, walk your feet forward. Inhale, half lift, forward fold, all the way up. Maybe 2 more of those. All the way back down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down to the mat, forward fold, arms down, lower plank. Inhale to a cobra. Exhale, back to downward dog. Do 1 more of those. So inhale, look at the top of the mat, walk your feet forward into a forward fold. Half lift, forward fold, all the way up, all the way back down. Inhale, hands to the mat, feet back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. There we go. That was some good work. All right, inhale. Lift your right foot up in the air to the 3-legged dog and bring it forward into low lunge. Drop your back foot and we'll come into a warrior 1. All right, so in warrior 1, hips, shoulders are forward, arms up if you can. You can have your hands at your side if you need to. Let's get warm in here. That's nice. All right, so the goal, inhale, rotate your hips a little bit, open them up. Exhale, rotate forward. And forward. You can try coming a little bit lower on the exhale. But the goal is to rotate those hips and your shoulders. Good. All right, now inhale and rotate your arms and your shoulders. We're going to go warrior 2. Now, the goal is going to be inhale, rotate a little bit. And exhale, try to get your hips now so that we're pointing this way. So warrior 1, your hips were pointing forward. And now we're trying to point them sideways in the warrior 2. Look out over your hands, your front hand. Again, now you're just trying, when you inhale, it's often straightening your front leg as well, or tightening your glutes, or tightening your hips. Good. Try to keep your torso, like you don't want to have your torso coming forward, You want to think about your torso being straight up and down. Okay, we're going to inhale, then we'll come to a reverse warrior. Bring your right hand up into the air. So you want to try to keep your hips and your shoulders in the same place, the same plane, and open up your right side body. So you're just trying to continue to breathe now into your right rib cage, into your right lung. Good. Couple more breaths. We'll rotate to the side angle. So again, you have the two choices. You can do an extended side angle and try to get your torso and your hand and your leg all to line up. Okay, you can go here, or you can come into a full side angle, which is trying to bring your right hand towards the mat and open up your arms. Either way, your goal in this is to bring your left shoulder and open it up on the exhale. Inhale, drop your shoulder, lift your torso, exhale. A couple more breaths, you're doing really well. Keep going. Good. Now we'll inhale and bring your hands down to the mat around your feet. Bring your right foot back, come into a downward dog. You can come up on your tiptoes and exhale, drop your heels down. Just find your breathing into your belly if you can. At the very least, try to get your breath through your nose. Now, your left foot in the air on the inhale. And bring it forward on the exhale. Come into a warrior one on this side. So again, I'm going to switch sides. All right. So again, warrior one. Try to rotate your hips and shoulders. Sometimes it's easier to lead with your shoulders. On the exhale, we're also trying to create a back bend. Good. Keep breathing into your belly. If you can't breathe into your nose, that's a good sign that you're going too hard. Good. A couple more. Really focus on rotating your shoulders. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Rotate your hands and rotate your hips into a warrior two. All right, now, first thing you do is check your knee. A lot of times when you do the rotation, your knee starts to roll in. So roll it back out so it's over your ankle. Good. All right. Your back leg is mostly straight, but you don't want to lock it out. You want to have it a little bit soft. And again, decide on what you want to focus on. When you inhale, you might want to, relax your front leg. Exhale, rotate your hips. So this is a warrior. So you know that you've got to be ready for a fight in this pose, but you're also becoming aware of what your breath is doing. And that's your primary focus. And what your movement is. What space are you filling up? Let's inhale and exhale. Reverse warrior, bring your left hand up into the air. And now you're trying to breathe into your left lung. You may find, like I'm finding, that each side is kind of really different today. So I am just trying to bring my left shoulder higher each exhale. Now we'll come forward into our side angle or extended side angle. I'm just going to move. So again, you can come in left forearm onto your left thigh, rotate, bring your hand over, kind of like into an extended side angle. So you're trying to imagine a line from your hand to your foot, or you can come into a full side angle. Open up your arms. Inhale, relax. Exhale, open. Good. A couple more breaths. Good. Cartwheel your hands back down, or just get them down on the mat and come back into a downward dog. Again, we're just going to rest here for a moment. Now let's drop our knees, come into a seated position. We'll come into a butterfly position. And in butterfly, we're just going to focus on letting our knees fall open. So, inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fall forward. Keep breathing through your nose. And sometimes we're going to breathe through our mouth because we forget, because we need a little bit more breath, and that's okay. I do it all the time, completely unconsciously. We have to kind of retrain ourselves not to be mouth breathers. We have to train ourselves to breathe into our bellies. When I'm walking the dog, I'm constantly practicing breath work. I'm just breathing into my belly, walking, doing box breathing. It's an opportunity to simply practice my breath. Which is crazy, because you think at a certain point, we know how to breathe, but we breathe through our mouths for the most part. All right, bring our feet together. Stand or sit up as high as you can. Lengthen. Good. Let's get our breath back into our belly. As we get ready for our day. Let's remember that the word namaste is partly a sense of gratitude, a sense of being grateful for the universe and the people and things in it. Try to cultivate that sense of gratitude today. Inhale, bring your arms up, wide up overhead. Bring your hands together, exhale down to heart center. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Good. And 1 more time. Inhale, up. And exhale, down to heart center. Breath in, breath out. Namaste. All right, thank you. Again, if you have questions, contact me at Simple Endurance Coaching, and I'm happy to help you work through any yoga questions, strength training questions, or coaching questions for everyday athletes. All right, take care.